No, they haven't.
What if we actually moved Russ, for example? Let's just use it for example. After
Project Lang.
Okay. So
3
run me
buildings.
Okay.
Down on the south side.
Right.
Broken down, waiting to be moved in. You know, some might think some of these gangbangers, maybe there's a little bit of sympathy there. Barely any room to move, so they move into Vinewood. Like the Saints, PG-18. There's a new gang
just
over in the
us,
Pink Cave.
all those assholes, yeah. VFT.
Ghosts. They're called ghosts.
Whatever those assholes,
And
right?
they want to shoot.
I'm not hearing about any of this.
They pop
'cause
out and then they
we just cooked it
die.
up. Oh, what? What's happening in Vinewood?
No, the gangs.
Oh yeah, Saints and VFT have been fighting for a long time. This is really late shift too, like an hour before tsunami. It happens often.
Okay. Okay.
Think about this, Lang. Why do gangs pop up in Vinewood? Well, the reason is ain't no territory
There's no
left.
room.
There's no room
down in the south. No.
So we're thinking, what if we made room for them to go to the south side, right? And then we use these new laws with ages, and the police being the protection of ages. Ages will be the bureaucrats that come in there and they do the paperwork and push for the legislation to move these people if they commit any violent crimes within populated areas or of Vinewood. And then we have room and housing for them ready, built up by somebody who's willing to sponsor the project, to where we can move them there. And if they want to kill each other, at least contain the south side, and we can find a better way to, make sure other civilians do not get involved. Because a lot of times they have shootouts in Vinewood, other innocent civilians are getting shot at.
I mean, I like the idea, but how would you contain that?
Well,
You know what
so
I mean?
imagine 3 separate projects, right? You got one off by the oil fields, bunch of old abandoned buildings there. There's another set of buildings over, one central, one east, one west. Now, some gangs might be around in the earlier part of the day, some in the later part of the day. But ultimately, there's enough room in those projects that when a gang like the Saints get moved down there and they need territory, well, they're going to have to crack into a piece of what's already existing, thus containing all the gang wars down south of the Olympic.
Basically, we're making them fight an infinite loop, but we're keeping it contained.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. It's evil, but it's necessary.
It's necessary here to move all these gangs out of Vinewood, because I'm tired of seeing the sprays. I'm tired of seeing a lot of shootouts. There's a lot of innocent people getting shot. It's scary. It's more scary in Vinewood than it is in the south side. I'm not sure how we got there.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. That's news to me, honestly.
So we need somebody who's got a lot of money and has the power of construction to build something. I, as a commissioner, can provide the protection of the PD, and then me and Brian can work the ages with him and Eve to come up with the legislation to push for that. You come in.
Hey, you guys want to do all the legwork? I can put a stamp on it and get it done. No problem.
Hell
Awesome.
yeah.
All
Well,
right.
so I spoke to Andy about it yesterday. She's very interested as well.
She's interested in which, the whole thing?
Construction bit, yes.
Oh, for the construction bit. Gotcha.
So what we're thinking is we come up with a PowerPoint presentation outlining the objective, the goals, and the locations, and saying where they should be built. We present it to y'all as a PowerPoint presentation, and then if you like it and you have any feedback, then we change it. If you're good with it, we go forward with the plan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with it. Fuck yeah. Fuck these gangs, motherfuckers.
All right.
No more Vinewood, but we go back to Vinewood.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep. And so how would you then move these people?
If they commit violent crimes, so gang-related shooting, they're shooting other people.
But walk me through the actual process, right?
Asset
Let's say
forfeiture. So Saints, right? The situation with them popped up about 48 hours ago. They've been at war with VFT for a while. I got a call over dispatch and says, all right, a bunch of people tagged up standing on rooftops with guns. And I'm like, what the fuck? So we rolled through there, and one of them comes up to me and starts doing the whole what are you doing over here? What do you need? So I step out of the vehicle and I said, I'll show you what a real G check looks like. And that's when someone with a better head on their shoulders kind of calmed their pit bull down.
Jesus.
I ended up back in Mission Row, took a look at what properties they own with very simply, if they are flagrantly, blatantly tagged up, tagging up things, making themselves look like they're the Southside, well, we're going to file for an asset forfeiture on each and every one of those properties. Therefore, it would go back to the state. And that would continue until and if they move.
Right. This
Can
wouldn't
I
be
check
something.
texts?
They would have to commit crimes and violent and show a pattern for us to do so. It's not something, hey, get the hell out of here, right? Because legality, we can't do that to them. But if they commit
I got
crimes,
sent. I got sent that by a Saints member, and he said, "This is our turf."
They own a
What?
lot of property.
Mm.
They own Bean Manor. They own like a bunch of property where I think Just Us used to live. And they
Eve, can you send
just
to me?
got a new. Oh yeah, you
Yeah, I'll
told
send
me
it to
about
you.
this, Eve, right? The
Yeah.
auction.
They got the auction, which I think they bought with a state grant.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that actually. Have you brought that up already, Eve?
I brought it up to Brian.
what are states grants? What does that mean? Is it like a government
So-
loan, basically, or credit?
Yeah, so basically, you as a business put in for a state grant.
You can send
And
the by
as-
me, just so you guys know.
So as soon as that gets approved, we denied Adam Prince's state grant last term, actually, because he wanted money for the house that they live in.
Holy shit! In no way they're taking all
And
this.
I think the beauty of projects is even the knowledge. I mean, imagine good marketing around these projects, and us telling people this is what's going to happen. That even the fear itself, I think, is going to slow down some of these gangs that are popping up. I mean, the Pink Cage has only been vacant for 2 weeks, and there's another gang. People should not feel comfortable starting up a new gang.
1,000%.
And even if we crush one, another one's going to pop up.
Especially in Vinewood.
I agree.
I want to make it out of Southside. I get that, but start there.
All right. I mean, listen, put it on a document and let's work on it. I like
wanted a
this idea lot,
PowerPoint
honestly.
presentation to kind of just even with like maybe
PowerPoint's even better, honestly.
I want to do a PowerPoint with a video using a drone to show the locations as well. Something like that would be pretty cool. To
Yeah, I mean, listen, the harder you want to go to make it easier for me to look at, the better.
All right.
So the final thing we're going to throw on the table here is I'm sure some of the properties off of Forum Drive, Rose Street, etc., might be vacant. If we were to pick up the keys, or maybe they land in the hands of the Saints or whatever.
What? Repeat that again?
Well, I'm just saying there might be some.
Ryan's
some
trying to do some
vacant-
CIA shit right here.
Well, I'm just saying there might be some vacant properties off of Forum Drive, off these other. I mean, sometimes you got to seed the violence.
Yeah. No, I see. I agree. Yeah, I agree.